everyone. I'm Miss Bethany.
I'm Mr. Matt.
And I'm Charlie.
Today we're going to learn about outer space, astronauts, rocket ships, and planets.
Wow!
Let's go on a space adventure.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Mercury is small and gray, closest to the sun. Venus has a lot of clouds and it's the hottest one. Then there's Earth where we all live, land and sea and sky. Rainbows, animals and butterflies. Round and round the planets go, spinning around the sun. They are all so different, let's learn them everyone. Mars is red and dusty, sent her over to explore. Jupiter's the biggest one, made of gas with swirling storms. But my favorite is the Earth, with land and sea and sky. Rainbows, animals and butterflies. Round and round the planets go, spinning around the sun. They are all so different, let's learn them everyone. Saturn rings of rock and ice, Uranus has rings too. Neptune's super cold and far, and it's a pretty blue. But I love Earth where we all live, land and sea and sky. Rainbows, animals and butterflies. Round and round the planets go, spinning around the sun. They are all so different, let's learn them everyone. Let's not forget Pluto too, our little dwarf planet smaller than the moon. Round and round the planets go, spinning around the sun. They are all so different, let's learn them everyone. Round and round the planets go, spinning around the sun. They are all so different, let's learn them everyone.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to learn all about our solar system. The solar system is made up of 8 planets, the sun, the moon, and a whole bunch of other stuff. The first thing we're going to learn about is the sun. The sun is huge. It's our star. It's responsible for all the light, the heat, and the energy that we have on Earth. The sun is so big that you could put 1.3 million Earths inside the sun. The sun is at the center of our solar system, so all of the planets orbit the sun. Every time the Earth makes one trip around the sun, that's 1 year here on Earth. So every time the Earth goes around the sun, you get 1 year older. That's fall, winter, spring, summer. The closest planet to the sun is Mercury. Mercury's a tiny little planet. It only takes 88 days to orbit the sun. So 1 year in Mercury only lasts 88 days. Mercury has no atmosphere. What's atmosphere? Well, it's a protective layer of gases that surround a planet, and it keeps things in. Like on Earth, that's how we get our air to breathe. But Mercury has no atmosphere, and so it's not protected. It has all kinds of craters, just like our moon. Craters that meteors and asteroids have impacted over a long period of time. Because Mercury has no atmosphere, it gets very, very hot when it's in the sunlight and very, very cold when it's in the shade. As hot as 800 degrees when the sun is shining and minus 300 degrees in the shade. Brr, that sounds a little bit too extreme for me.
Hi friends! Let's make a rocket ship out of these magnetic tiles. For the top of our rocket, the nose, let's use this tall purple triangle. Triangles have 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. Let's put it right here at the top. Now for the body of our rocket, I think we could use some squares. Here's a couple. I have a yellow square and an orange square. Squares have 4 sides. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll put the yellow one first, and then the orange one. Ooh, this is looking good. I think our rocket probably needs some wings to fly, don't you? Let's use these purple triangles. If I put them together, I make a square. That's so cool. But I think we need triangles for now. So let's do 2 triangles and we'll put them at the bottom. 1, 2. Just like that. Ooh, I think our rocket's almost done. But it has to blast off into space. I think we can put some flames out the bottom. Let's use these smaller triangles. I have 3. 1, 2, and 3. I have an orange triangle, a red triangle, and a blue triangle. Blast off! That looks great. Thanks for building a rocket with me.
Nighttime, nighttime, but where are all the stars? Twinkling, twinkling, there they are. Look at them shining up in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nighttime, nighttime, but where are all the stars? Twinkling, twinkling, there they are. Look at them shining up in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The second planet from the sun is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. It's super, super, super hot because of its thick atmosphere. Venus is a very active planet. It has volcanoes and mountains. Did you know that it's just a little bit smaller than our Earth? Sometimes scientists call it our sister planet. Venus rotates in the opposite direction of Earth. Can you spin with me? Let's pretend we're Earth spinning in one direction. Whoa! Now let's pretend we're Venus and spin in the opposite direction. Whoa! Whoa! I'm dizzy! The third planet from the sun is Earth. Earth is where we live. Earth is so beautiful. It has water, land, and sky. Earth is actually 70% water. You can find water in the oceans, lakes, rivers, streams, and in the clouds in the sky that comes down as rain. There's tons of different animals and life that lives on Earth too, like plants, zebras, giraffes, cats, dogs. What's your favorite animal? Earth has one moon. We just call it the moon. Astronauts went there in 1969 on a rocket ship. Did you know you can be an astronaut too? We'll talk about astronauts later. Gravity isn't as strong on the moon, so you can jump really high. And you could throw something really far. Do you want to go to the moon? I love the planet Earth. Earth is the perfect place for life. It's so unique and special, just like you.
Hi everybody! Let's talk about astronauts and spaceships. Astronaut is a term that comes from ancient Greek and it means star sailor. Essentially, astronauts are sailors of the stars, explorers of the universe. Well, there's a lot of different things that astronauts do, but one of the main things they do is they explore and do science experiments. Astronauts need to be in spacesuits to protect them. Say hi to my little astronaut friend. This is a model rocket of a space shuttle. Space shuttles have been used since the 1970s and 80s and all the way up until about 2008 when they were retired from service. But the space shuttle takes off and stays in low Earth orbit. It goes around the Earth, it opens up. These are solar panels, and they collect energy from the sun to power the space shuttle. One of the really cool things about space shuttles is that they were designed to return to Earth, almost like an airplane. Then they can be reused by the next group of astronauts. This big rocket right here is called the Saturn V, and it was built all the way back in the 1960s. That's like over 60 years ago. Wow! The difference with the Saturn V is that it was built to explore the moon, not just low Earth orbit like the space shuttle. The space shuttle just went in small circles around the Earth. This rocket was designed to blast astronauts all the way to the moon. Going super fast, it took 4 days for them to get there. That's a long time. The Saturn V has 5 very powerful rocket engines. And the astronauts sit all the way up here at the tippy top. That means all of this down here was just filled with gas to make this rocket go fast. When the Saturn V took off, it would blast off with a ton of force and go screaming out of the Earth into space, where each time it would run out of gas in a stage, another one would separate and then take off again, pushing it further into space with smaller engines. Then, eventually, they'd get to the moon and they would hop in this little guy called the lunar lander, beep boop, beep boop, navigate it, fly it down until it just touched down on the surface of the moon where the astronauts could get out and do science experiments and explore. Then, the top would pop off, leaving this on the moon forever. In fact, if you had a powerful enough telescope, you could still see a couple of these guys just sitting there on the moon. The astronauts would hop in here, blast back off, and meet with this, the command module. Then they would break back apart once they got to Earth, and they'd float down to a nice soft landing right in the middle of the ocean where a boat would come and pick up the astronauts. Would you like to be an astronaut someday? Yeah? Well, astronauts have to work really hard in school and they have to exercise, and if you do those things and never give up, you might be able to be an astronaut too. Astronauts specialize in different things, so maybe you're interested in flying and being a pilot, or maybe you're into math and science and doing experiments. Maybe you like life here on Earth and you just want to know how some of the things that happen on Earth would be impacted by outer space. Or in the future, maybe you'll get to go and explore new planets, even out beyond the moon. Never give up. You can do it.
We're going on a rocket ship, we're going to the moon. We're going on a rocket ship, we'll be there very soon. We're going on a rocket ship, zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going on a rocket ship, we're going to the moon.
Put on your spacesuits!
We're going on a rocket ship, we're going to the moon. We're going on a rocket ship, we'll be there very soon. We're going on a rocket ship, zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going on a rocket ship, we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you wanna take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you wanna take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon.
Prepare for liftoff!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!
The fourth planet in the solar system is called Mars. Sometimes we call it the red planet because all the dirt and dust there is red. The dust is red because it's basically rust, just like you would see on an old car or maybe on your bicycle if you leave it outside too long. You've probably heard a lot about Mars because scientists have sent a rover there to explore. We have real pictures from the surface of Mars that we use to study it. We learn about the history, we learn about the geographical features. Oh, I can think of one. Mars has the biggest mountain in the entire solar system, Olympus Mons. Mars has a very thin atmosphere, but it's still enough to have seasons and polar ice caps just like Earth. Unfortunately, people can't breathe there, so if you do go to Mars, you'll have to wear a spacesuit. The fifth planet in our solar system is Jupiter. Jupiter is huge. It's one of the gas giants, which means there's not really a surface to walk on. It's mostly just gases. Jupiter has a storm that's been raging for over 300 years, and just the size of that storm is bigger than the entire Earth. Because Jupiter is so big, it's actually protected Earth for a long time from meteor impacts. It almost acts as a shield, absorbing all the meteors that come our way. One cool fact about Jupiter is that it has 95 moons. That's right, and those are just the ones that we know about. So Earth, we have our moon, but if you ended up taking a vacation on Jupiter, you would see 95. How cool is that?
Hi friends! Today we're gonna make an awesome rocket ship craft. Grab your grown-up and let's do a craft together. So for our craft today, we need a few different items. We need some drawings of rocket ships that we're gonna color in. We need a big straw, a big jumbo straw, and a regular straw. These are paper straws that you can get online. You need scissors, of course, you have help from a grown-up, crayons or markers, and some tape. So first we're gonna color our rocket ship. So take your crayons and pick out a couple of colors you like. I think I'm gonna do red and yellow. Red and yellow. So once you've colored your rocket ship, just how you like it, we're gonna cut it out. So again, get some help from a grown-up and cut out your rocket ship as best you can. All right, the next part is we're gonna make the little engine that goes on the back of our rocket. So take your big straw and we're gonna seal off the top of it with some tape. So squeeze it, pinch it, and then seal off the top with some tape. Here we go, nice and airtight seal. And then we're gonna cut it to about half the length of our rocket. There we go. Now take this and tape it to the back of your rocket. So there's the front of the rocket. We're gonna tape it to the back, like this. Now what we're gonna do is take our smaller straw and put it inside the rocket like this. So it's inside the bigger straw. Put the small straw inside the bigger straw. So you have your rocket like this. And then you can take it and blow. Woo! And your rocket flies away! I made some other ones too. And you can experiment with different angles and see how far your rocket can go. Make sure you count down for your rocket launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! See ya!
Mercury! Venus! Earth! Mars! Jupiter! Saturn! Uranus! Neptune! Mercury! Venus! Earth! Mars! Jupiter! Saturn! Uranus! Neptune!
The sixth planet in our solar system is Saturn. Saturn is super famous because of its beautiful rings. Saturn has 7 rings, whoa, made of rock and ice that are swirling around the planet. Saturn is the second biggest planet in our solar system. The 7th planet in our solar system is Uranus. Uranus is super cold. In fact, it's called an ice giant. Did you know that it rains diamonds on Uranus? Uranus has rings too, just like Saturn, but they're a lot harder to see. Uranus is the only planet in our solar system that spins on its side. Can you spin on your side with me?
hi! Will you count the stars with me? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5! Yay, good job!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
All right, we've made it all the way to the outer edge of the solar system. Because we're so far away from the sun, it's a lot colder out here. This is planet Neptune. Neptune is mostly made up of ice and gas, and because of the methane on the planet, it's very blue. It's very pretty. Neptune is very windy. Whoa. I wouldn't want to be standing on the surface of Neptune. Out past Neptune just a little bit is a dwarf planet called Pluto. For a long time, astronomers thought Pluto was a planet, and so we had 9 planets for a long time, but recently it was changed to now be a dwarf planet. Still super cool. It takes Pluto 248 Earth years to go 1 lap around the sun, which means if you were born on Pluto, you'd have to wait 248 years just to have a birthday party. Pluto is very, very cold because it's so far away from the sun. It's way colder than Antarctica. Brr. Even though Pluto is not really a planet anymore, Pluto is still really, really cool, and we love to learn about it.
Hi friends! Would you like to read a book with me? This book is called There's No Place Like Space. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and we're off to have fun. We'll visit the planets, the stars, and the sun. There's no place like space. I will prove it to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Jump in, here we go. We will fly up so high. We can dance on the moon and play games in the sky. We will swing past the stars, and in case you have missed them, you'll soon see. The planets in our solar system. There are 8 of these planets that circle the sun, and soon you'll be able to name every one. Mercury's close to the sun's burning light. It is hot in the daytime, but freezing at night. On Venus, the weather is always the same, hot, dry, and windy with no chance of rain. Can you guess the next planet? Well, here's a clue. It is my home and home to the Thing 1 and Thing 2. You have been living on it each day since your birth. It's the third from the sun. It's our planet, Earth. It spins all the time, round and round like a top. It turns once every day, and it will never stop. This question had thing 1 and thing 2 in a tizzy. If the Earth's always spinning, why don't we feel dizzy? We don't feel the Earth as it spins on its way, because we're spinning right with it, right now, every day. Next, here is Mars. It's the color of rust. We sneeze here because it's covered with dust. Achoo! Travel to Jupiter, and you will find it is bigger than all other planets combined. Saturn has rings. It's so light, who would think? It could float in an ocean and not even sink. A planet can have satellites that surround it. Uranus has lots of these objects around it. There are colors in space. I will show some to you. Neptune, planet 8, is a beautiful blue. We have seen all the planets, but here is a trick to remember their names and remember them quick. Say, Mallory, Valerie, Emily, Nichols just saved up 999 nickels. That's silly. The first letter of each of these words is the same as the first letter in each of the planets you name. Now here is a game you can play in the skies. Connect all the stars you can see with your eyes. It's star dot to dot. Use your imaginations and you'll see big pictures we call constellations. A dog, the great bear, and Leo the lion, Taurus the bull, and a hunter, Orion. A star in the sky may look small like a dot, but it's really a big glowing ball and it's hot. And there's one star by far that's our favorite one. We can't live without it. The star called the sun. From the Earth it looks big. There is one reason why. It's the closest to Earth of the stars in the sky. But be careful and never look right at the sun. Your eyes would get hurt and that would not be fun. How big is the sun? We just heard right this minute, 1 million of our Earths could all fit right in it. Wow. Oh, look at the time. We must go very soon. But first we must take a quick look at the moon. The moon does not shine in the sky in the night, but like a big mirror, reflects the sun's light. Astronauts flew to the moon to explore a place no one had ever been to before. They walked on the moon and then drove all over in a special moon car called a lunar rover. An astronomer studies what's up in the sky. Thing 2 wants to be one. In fact, so do I. The universe is a mysterious place. We are only just learning what happens in space. So I brought you a present to look in the sky. Just put this telescope up to your eye. Oh dear, I must go, fly back up to the stars and take things 1 and 2 out to dinner on Mars. But there's lots to discover and it might be you who looks up in the sky and that finds something new. The end. Thanks for reading with me. Hi everyone!
Hi!
We had such a great time singing, learning, and playing with you today.
Yeah!
Before we go, let's say a few positive affirmations about ourselves and others. Repeat after me. I am smart and strong and brave.
I am smart and strong and brave.
I can do anything I set my mind to.
I can do anything I set my mind to.
I am loved.
I am loved.
Yay! Thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye!